Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. House of Representatives holds public hearing on financial impunity and recklessness in government. Former Speaker Gali Umar Naba challenges politicians to produce evidence of an agreement reached with President Goodluck Jonathan on second term. Lagos government launches home mortgage scheme for low and middle income earners. And European Union economy loses at least 120 billion euros annually owing to corruption. All our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. You can also interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap on the application on your device. Swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures and videos. And here are some of the videos and pictures we have received from you. Lucky Ireye captured this abandoned pedestrian bridge in Warri in Delta State. He says the project has been left in this condition for 6 years and asks what the Commissioner of Works is doing about it. OK Mike sent 2 pictures, both telling similar stories of neglect. One is this dilapidated weekly market in Ozoro in Delta State, headquarters of Isoko North local government area of the state. And another is a classroom at Alaka Grammar School, also in Ozoro. And finally, this picture shows a truck loaded with some cartons. Florence, who sent it in from Ikeja, says they are expired frozen fish still being sold by a company in Lagos to unsuspecting buyers. President Goodluck Jonathan has held an inaugural Security Council meeting with all the new service chiefs at the presidential villa. The service chiefs, who are statutorily the heads of the nation's military apparatus, were recently screened by the Senate. They are Air Marshal Alex Bade, Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Kenneth Minima, Chief of Army Staff, Rear Admiral Usman Jibrin, Chief of Naval Staff, and Air Vice Marshal Adeshola Amusu, Chief of Air Staff. The Security Council meeting, which started about 10 this morning, lasted until about 3 p.m. Details of the meeting were not disclosed to journalists, but it was gathered that the President may have told them to brace up to the security challenges inherited from their predecessors. Now, do you intend to be a homeowner in Lagos? If you do, then you may take advantage of the Lagos State Home Ownership Mortgage Scheme. The program, which the state government says has been officially launched by Governor Babatunde Fashola, is meant to address the challenges of housing, and the first draw will start on March the 4th, 2014.
It all began like a dream. With time, the chance of Lagosians having their own homes became a reality. The public and private sector synergy is what has birthed 4,260 units of houses. And this is what the people here have come to witness.
While the tenancy law represents our moral intervention to protect citizens who earn monthly income from landlords who demand multiple-year advance rent payments, the Lagos Homes represents our leadership intervention to increase the stock of affordable housing on convenient payment terms.
The scheme, which is to make housing affordable and accessible for residents, is only for first-time home owners, that is, those who have never owned a home in Lagos. They must have proof of payment of tax for a continuous period of 5 years preceding their application, and there are other requirements.
It will help applicants if they are able to show us their residency card under the Lagos Residence Registration Exercise, which is meant to register people who live in Lagos. We also expect that successful applicants who have met all of those conditions will pay a deposit of 30% of the house that they choose as their equity, while the balance will be paid on a monthly basis over 10 years. And it is only eligible applicants whose forms will then go into the ballot form from which applicants will be picked.
200 homes will be allotted monthly, and the number may increase. The Lagos Homes seems set to fulfill its mandate, that is, making more residents of Lagos homeowners.
And as residents call on the Lagos State government to provide more housing schemes, our next report looks at the challenge of housing in a megacity like Lagos. Our correspondent Victor Matthias reports.
It has been estimated that Nigeria requires about 17.5 million units of housing to close the existing gap between the demand and availability of residential buildings. Nowhere is the problem more acute than Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos, which has a population of close to 20 million. The Lagos State Office of Statistics in 2006 states that about 4.7 million houses are clearly identifiable under satellite imagery. Out of this number, about 3.15 million are residential properties. The rest are churches, mosques, schools, commercial enterprises, and others. To cushion the effects, in August 2010, the Lagos State government established the Lagos Home Ownership Mortgage Scheme with a board which will generate a conducive environment to enable access to mortgage. However, the scheme has promised to provide over 4,000 housing units by the end of 2014 to cater for the million of homeless people in the states. For some, they have aspirations.
The big challenge we have today is if the government can come to our rescue to help us address the street roads inside the estate. And fair enough, we are paying the land use charge, which we feel we started paying last year. We are of the opinion that very soon Fashola is a listening governor. He will definitely come to our aid because we need the assistance of government.
The government will continue to build affordable homes, and if you have opportunity of going through some of these houses, you will see that some of the things that are used in that place are very, very affordable. And since it is taxpayers' money, they are trying their best to see that it is for everyone.
With millions of Lagos residents homeless, it is evident that the Lagos Home Ownership Mortgage Scheme has a daunting task right ahead of them. Victor Matthias for Channels Television News.
I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by the Lagos State Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Mr. Olutoyin Ayinde. Welcome to the news at 10.
Good evening.
Can you describe the nature of these homes?
Well, the homes are built in two particular models. We have the 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom on one floor, and they go for 4 floors. That means in a particular block you have 12 dwelling units. And then the second model is a model of 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom. That is 2 units of 2 bedrooms on a floor and a 3-bedroom. And the idea really, by us bringing those densities together, we call them mixed density, is to ensure that we bring the various classes of people in Nigeria together so that the child of the man who stays in 1 bedroom can learn from the child of the one who stays in 2 bedroom, then the one who stays in 3 bedroom. So by that we were able to breed a new generation of Nigerians who are not suspicious of one another or afraid of one another.
Okay, so they are flats. There are no bungalows or duplexes or single unit houses?
They are essentially flats. We have bungalows in Epe, where we had the old Otedola housing units, which the Lagos State government, the present government, has finished, and so those ones are available. We have some duplexes those were part of the schemes that were started a long time ago, but we have held them on to be part of these sales. Those are the ones in Bagada, but generally speaking, they are all flats.
Okay. How much do these homes cost? And perhaps you can tell us a bit more about the terms of payment.
Yeah, I'll be able to tell you about the price range. It ranges from 3 to 3.5 million naira to about 16 million naira, depending on the particular type of flat and depending on your location. Knowing that there are cost differentials when you build in Lagos State. For example, in the Shango Tedo location, we had to remove the bad soil for a depth of about 3 to 4 meters and then sand fill so that we can achieve some stability, and that costs money. It will be different from the cost of the same building somewhere in Omole or Magodo, where you have farmland. But by and large, the payment terms is such that we feel it will be easy for people to afford it. So we are not talking about low-cost housing, because indeed there are no low-cost building materials, but the affordability makes it possible for it to be accessed. So it requires that you deposit 30% of the cost of the building of the apartment that you have opted for, and then you begin to pay in installments over at least 10 years.
So the option of paying a one-time payment is not, that option does not exist?
No, we didn't even give consideration to that, because what we were trying to avoid as a government is the situation where some money bags are able to put down large chunks of money and buy so many units and then sublet. If we did that, then we will have lost the real meaning to this. So what we want is for first-time home owners, those who have never owned homes before, to be able to access it and then be able to pay on a gradual basis.
Okay, what kind of documentation will such first-time home owners receive? What would they get?
That's after the purchase?
Yes.
Well, each person will get a kind of document that grants you ownership, that states that you are the owner of a particular flat number so in block so of Shango Tedo scheme, for example. Just like what we had in the LEDB houses when they were sold in Surulere in those days. Each occupant had a document that he could really take to the bank and use as a collateral. Indeed, that's what the Lagos Mortgage Board is going to take as a collateral, while LBIC stands in for you as the mortgage organization.
All right, thank you very much for joining us on the news at 10.
You're welcome.
I've been speaking with Mr. Olutoyin Ayinde, Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development in Lagos State. Well, when the news at 10 returns, we'll be catching up on the business sector. So please join us again.